Hello everyone. In last video, we have seen the component dashboard. We have created the backend server. That is in our GitHub. We have created the DB.json. Okay. So now in this video, we are going to design the UI and we are going to call the APIs from that DB.json. Okay. So let's get started. So now in dashboard component.html file, remove this code. Okay. Now we'll go to the bootstrap. Okay, these are bootstrap where you can search here navbar. So I'm just getting I will add this navbar in our project. Okay, so we'll just copy the code and we'll paste it here. Now you can see this is our navbar's code. Just name the tag task manager. Okay, and we don't need this ULs drop down. Okay, we'll remove this UL tag as well. We just need this form, and from that form as well we'll only take the button. Okay, we'll remove this input tag. We'll add one more button here. First one will be the add user, and the second one will be add category. So these two buttons I have created here. We'll add margin x2. Now we'll run our application. Okay, the application is started. We'll go here, type pro. Okay, so here you can see this is our application name, and these are the two buttons which we have created. Okay, add user and add category. Okay, we'll change the background color. Outline success, outline warning. We'll keep it the simple. Okay, you can change this. Okay, now we will need two tags to select options. Okay, so for that we'll go here and we'll search inline form. Okay, yeah, this looks good. We'll use this one. Okay, so we'll copy the code. Now here we'll paste it in this inline form. We don't need this username. This is the select. We'll need one more of this type. Paste. We'll remove this remember me checkbox. Okay, and this one is a submit button. Okay, so let me show you how it looks. Okay, that looks good. Just add tags here. Okay, now one more thing. For the navbar we'll add the shadow class. Okay, so now it looks good. These are the fields which we are going to select. Like first one will be the user, and the second one will be the category. Okay, and once we submit it will list the each user's particular categories tasks. Okay, so firstly we'll change this label. So here it should be username. Then the second one will be category. Here we have search. Okay, I will add some padding to this row, or margin x3. Okay, now it looks good. Now what we are going to do is, when we click on this button, right, here it should get all the users, okay, and here it should get all the categories. Okay, so we are going to check on that part. So first thing, here we'll change the name, select user category. Okay, so now currently these values are hard coded, but what we are going to do is we are going to fetch these values from that db.json file. Okay, and then we are going to display it here. Okay, so yeah, uh, that's thing. So let's get started with the task service. Okay, so now in task service, what we are going to do is we are going to create one constructor. Okay, here we'll import the HTTP client, private HTTP of type HTTP client. Okay, once you have imported it, uh, we have injected it inside the constructor. What you need to do is go to the app.config.ts file, and inside this providers array, you need to import HTTP client module, provide HTTP client. Okay, close this config.ts file. Now here we'll create the API URL of type string. We'll assign values. Now we'll go to the GitHub. This is our db.json file. Okay, so here you can see there is one uh, attribute users. Okay, we are going to fetch these user details. Okay, so now in last video I told you about the my JSON server, and we have that repository as well. So first thing, this is our URL. Okay, we'll paste it here. We'll change its name, code logic, and database server. And there are different fields there, to-dos, users, and categories. So now we want users, so we'll go to the users. Okay, so this is our URL. So we'll copy this URL and we'll paste it here. So we will rename this URL. Now I will remove this part. Okay, now what we are going to do is, we are going to call the API. Okay, and we are going to get all the users. So we'll write method get all users. We'll add one return statement. So to call the get method, we'll use http dot get of type any, and we'll pass the API URL. As we are getting the users, we need to add that users here. Okay, so the URL will look like this will be our URL plus we appended users. Okay, now this will return us the data. Now we'll go to the dashboard component dot ts file. Okay, so now here on ng on init we are going to call that method. So for that we'll create one method here, get all users. Okay. uh, we need to inject the task service inside our dashboard component. So for that, we'll create one object of task service, inject task service. So this inject function, which is introduced in 17, I guess. So yeah, we have created the in task service object. There are other ways to create the object. Uh, you can inject it inside a constructor. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to call that method. So task service dot get all users, and we can subscribe on this. Okay, result of type any. We'll add debugger here. We are going to check the result. Okay, and this method will be called on ng So whenever the component gets loaded, we are going to call this get all users method. So get all users. Now we'll go to our application. Okay, we'll reload it again. Okay, we have hit the debug point. Now here you can see this is our result. Okay, so these are the two users. Now what we are going to do is we are going to display these users in our select box. So select user. So here it should be dynamic. Okay, so for that we'll go here in code. We'll create one object here, array. Okay, users of. Okay. Now here users equals to result. Okay, now we have the users and we need to iterate over the users and display the user IDs. Okay, so for that, what we're going to do is in select. Okay, so these are the options, right? So we need to change this. We'll add the for loop here. For loop user of users. We'll copy this, paste it here, change the value user dot id, and here at user dot name. Okay, now we'll check. Okay, you can see Alice and Bob. So we click Alice, Bob. Okay, so this is how you are going to select users. Okay, now similar thing for the categories. uh, we have the categories API. Okay, these are our categories. Okay, so we'll go here in task service. We'll method get all categories. Copy this URL. Now in dashboard component, we'll add one method. So get all categories. Let's subscribe. Here we'll create one object, categories. will assign result to it. Now on these categories, we are going to iterate. Okay, so same thing we are going to do here. We'll just copy this for loop, paste it here, category, categories. So here you can see there are two fields, ID and name. Okay, so we'll use category.id, category.name. Okay, so yeah, we'll see how it looks. Select category. Okay, yeah, it is not getting loaded. That is because we have not called this method. Okay, so we need to call this method on enjoin it, get all categories. Let's see, you can see here, so there are all the categories are present for personal health. Okay, so what we are going to do is we are going to select the user, and then we are going to select the categories. Okay, and then we are going to click on the search button, and once we do that, we are going to list all the categories, all the tasks for that particular user. Okay, so yeah, so what we are going to do is we are going to bind these values uh, to the variables. Okay, so that we can hit the API. So we'll go here, we'll create one variable, select user. It will be unassigned. Then one more variable, select category. Okay, now whenever user select these values, okay, then we are going to bind that value to the uh, these variables. So now what we are going to do is we are going to bind this category with the values, right? For that we'll use the ng model here, ng model. Okay, and here we'll use category id, selected category id. Now it will give you the errors. Ng model is not a known property. For that you need to visit the component.ts file, and here inside the imports you need to import the forms model. Okay, once you've done that, the error will be gone. Now these are our values. So for this we'll use ng value, ng value. Okay, similar uh, similar thing we are going to do for the users. Okay, so for here as well we'll use ng model, user selected user id. Okay, and for values here we'll use ng value. Whenever you want to use the ng model, right, you need to provide those name tag, name property. So here we provide user, and here we'll provide the category. Now on click of the search, we want to call this APIs. We want to bind these values and call the APIs. Okay, so on click, we are going to call one method, get all task. Okay, so this we will create this method inside our dashboard component.ts file. On click of that, we need to check if selected user ID is empty or not, and selected category ID is empty or not. So here we'll add check if not equals to undefined, and we'll add alert here to check we are getting the data or not, or we can add debugger as well. Yeah, we'll add debugger. Now we select the user, we select the category, we search. Okay, we are here. Now you can see the category ID is 1 and selected user ID is also 1. Okay, so we are getting the data, right? We are now inside this if block. Okay, so we'll close this debugger. Now what we are going to do is we are going to call the API. So the API will be uh, this is our user tools, user ID equals to 1. Okay, and category ID. Okay, when we say category ID 2, it will give us the result. Okay, so this is how the API URL will look like. Okay, so we're going to the task service file. Okay, now we'll add one method, get all tasks for user. Okay, and in this method we'll take inputs like user ID of type number and category ID of type number, and a return statement http.get tasks, or you can say to do's question mark. We'll add user ID plus user ID. Okay. Now I will call this method from the dashboard component.ts file here. Task service dot will pass the user ID, get user ID, category ID, and if any of the values are empty, right? What we are going to do is we are going to uh, give alert message, select user and category. Okay, now once we get the data, right, we are going to subscribe to that data, and we are going to log that data, log result. Okay, I will see on the UI. So this is our user ls, and this is our category. Okay. Now I'll open the developers window. Now we'll once we click on the search button in the networks tab, the API is hit. Okay, but it has given the empty response. Okay. That's why nothing is printed on the console. You can see empty response is printed. Okay. When we change the category, okay, and click on the search, again it has given the same. Now we'll change category to health. Somehow it is not working. Let me check what is missing. So what we can do is we can just copy this URL and we'll paste it here. Okay, so here you can see the and person is missing. Okay, so we'll go to the task service. Here we will add and category ID. Now it should be okay. We'll see Alice work and we'll search. Okay, the response is empty. Personal. Okay, for the personal we got the data in on console. You can see we got the data. Okay, so yeah, that's it for the video. In the next video, what we are going to do is we are going to list these APIs onto the UI. So yeah, thank you for watching. Have a great day.